Bonjour et bienvenue à tous, this is Mac Plays on Mac and we are building the city of Mac Island. This is episode number 4. In the previous episode, we added mods to the build, including Anarchy, Extended Road, Extra Landscape and Line to Light, some of my favorite ones. We also upgraded the city with a train station, a recycling center to replace our landfill, and also we added more school among other things. Now in this episode, we're gonna work on improving the quality of our education by adding a college into our city. We are also gonna build a power plant so we don't have to import all our energy anymore. And finally, we're gonna add a new neighborhood next to our brand new station. Alright, let's get going. So I think this is a nice location for the placement of that new college. Let's start first by terraforming and moving that parking lot to the side. We will still reuse it. I'm gonna build a side road over there, so the college is off the main street. Now I would like it to be centered as much as possible with that main street over there, but unfortunately if I put it to the tile, it's not gonna make it center, so I need to place it manually just like this, and here it looks perfectly centered now. Let's construct a road around it so we can add more parkings but also building if we need to. And I would like to have that road in the back as a retaining wall over there, a key, sorry, not a retaining wall, so it can have a nice feature, a nice view. So it actually took me a while to figure out why it's not working. Like as you can see, I'm trying to figure out by changing, maybe there is a bug in the mod or stuff like this that make me not let do it, but after trying even to terraform, I finally figured it out. It's actually the building itself that is too close to the road. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the road a bit further away. So first let's terraform a bit more. Let's move the road a bit like this and let's start again. Now let's fix this connection and we are gonna convert this to the key road here and there again. Let's move this one just like this right there. And if I did a good job, everything should be working, but apparently it is not. Actually, I'm finding out that the orientation of the road is facing the wrong way. So now here we go, it's much better like this. I'm gonna try to remove that pillar right there by converting it again. And let's move that road a bit closer. Here we go. This is giving me so much more issues than I first thought. So let's just delete it, start again. And let's build it a bit bigger, and again we have that issue right there, but no, that's fixed. Now let's use the surface to extend the concrete all the way, and let's terraform to make sure all of the terrain is perfect. Now let's take a look at what we can do with that building. So we can add this nice building, and I think a perfect location will be right there. We're gonna now need to move that parking lot to the side right next to it. Perfect. Alright, let's address this issue now here. So let's try to move the surface over there. Unfortunately, I messed up the whole thing, so I'm gonna have to redrag the whole surface, and actually it's not working like this, so we're gonna have to do them one by one. Let's go with the main ones first, just like this. Here we go. Let's put all of them. It's actually not as complicated as it looks, it just takes time. It's a bit frustrating, but hopefully when the mod is gonna be updated, it will make it much easier and less maybe capricious. Alright, so now this is done, or at least most of it. Let's keep going and try to beautify the area. So we're gonna add some landscaping in the front of it, like this, with some trees and some bushes. And we're also gonna add the big parking lot to the side of it, because this college has a lot of capacity in terms of students, and we want to make sure that they all are able to park over there. We're actually gonna even already extend its capacity. The building just look more filled like this, and I'm gonna try to fix this parking lot by actually moving the road from the side to the inside of the parking lot. I'm going to try to make it go through the actual road. It's actually much more complicated than it looked like, because you're going to see me struggle for a moment, so let's watch this. It's actually very, very frustrating. And after a few minutes of struggling, this is what I came up with. It's not ideal, I lost the marking in the parking lot, but the road seems a bit more natural. We're gonna try to see if we can add them later manually. Okay, now let's make everything look better by blending the different surfaces together, making sure like the edges don't cross each other and there is no white space left. For our power plant, I was thinking about using the solar panels once, and this island over there seems like a very good candidate. So first we're gonna need to unlock the emergency station battery, and then finally we can unlock the solar power plant. Now we need to take a look at where we can make the road connection. So I think this area seems like a suitable area. We're gonna build the first small bridge here. Here we go, so there is not too much bridging. And here we're gonna also build another bridge. We're first gonna make sure everything is flat and at the same level, and that there is enough clearance underneath the bridge for small boats. Alright, so it seems like you have the two pads down. Now let's build that bridge right there all the way here. Perfect. And now we're gonna connect these two rods by using the sample curve tool, just like this. Perfect. Now the goal is to connect this rod to the roundabout. First we're gonna have to make sure the slope is very easy going, just like this. And now we're gonna have to curve the road. Hold on, I think I selected the wrong height, so let's go a bit higher, just like this. It looks like it's more at the right level. And we're gonna start by the straight section first, and we're gonna use the sample curve road tool. Now to connect the roundabout to this section of the road, we're going to use a complex curve tool, and we're going to use it first here and then there, but every time I actually do this, you can see the roundabout keeps moving. But I think we finally managed to find the right way. Alright, let's take a look at this island. So I would like all of the island to be higher than the lower level, so in case of flooding and stuff like this, the island is kind of protected, because this is going to be the power plant for the whole city. Okay, so we need to make sure that it's going to be safe. Now let's take a look at the difference of height between the road and the base. Here we go, and we're going to slope it. And let's see if we have enough room to make the power plant fit, just like this. I think that's the right location. Boom, just like this, we became a big town. Yay! Alright, now I'm gonna snap a road to the side of that building, just like this, and we're gonna try to make that connection over there. I think it's too close and the curve is not gonna go the way I want it, so we're gonna have to use anarchy so we can cross through the angle of the building that's not used over there, and we can go a bit more smoothly. So this is not ideal still, so let's create a node right there, and we can improve that connection just like this, and that's not even better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create another node right there. Perfect. We're gonna get rid of that part, and we're gonna use the complex curved road tool again, and just like this. Hold on, let me make sure it doesn't go inside the building too much. Perfect. Aspect too quick. Alright, so now we're just gonna add another straight road over there, and let's connect them by using the complex curve tool, just like this. Alright, it looks smooth enough. It's not perfect, I'm not gonna lie, guys. We are gonna build another road that's gonna go around the edge over there, just to make it seem like maintenance could go around if it needs to access this part of the building, and we're gonna make sure that the curve is not too tight. Alright, we're gonna add building to the parking as well. I think 3 parking lots over there, medium size, should be decent, because this building does not come with any parking lot, unfortunately. And we're also gonna upgrade the building with some battery packs around the building, so I think 4 should be enough for now. And the final step is to connect it to the grid. So we're gonna go to the power line, and we're gonna build first this segment right there. We're gonna connect it here, and we are gonna go all the way there. Now because I have anarchy on, I'm able to build through the land that I do not own, so that helped me not to have to buy that tile. And just like this, we are connected to the power. Now let's make a connection to the town, so we're gonna use these islands over there to build our pylons on. And now let's try to find a place that's suitable for our transformers. So I think closer to, not to the main road. Okay, I guess we're gonna go for the main road. Yeah, sounds like a good idea. Here we go, it's very direct. And if we need to later, we'll just move it away. So now let's take a look at our beautiful new solar plan full of snow but still generating power. That's amazing technology. Now let's upgrade our solar plant with this advanced solar tracking system, just like this. For this part of the build, I ran into some trouble. I indeed lost a lot of footage without being aware of it, so I kept building and building, and that's the reason why at some time you might see the spot jumping from one location to another location. Alright, so let's start building this new neighborhood next to our brand new train station. It's still gonna be a single house, family oriented neighborhood for the moment, and it might get much more dense in the future. We are gonna keep the same grid as we had on the other side of the train station, and we will see if when we add bigger buildings in the future we might need to adjust the road, but right now let's keep the same bones. And I want it to keep going all the way there, so every time I'm just basing it on the other side, I'm trying to find the right node, and then I'm going all the way. Now here comes the tricky part. I need to make sure that this neighborhood has at least 2 access points, and as you can see, of course, there is a big railroad going through it, so we're gonna have to bridge it because I don't want the road to always stop every time there's gonna be a train coming out of this station being so important and so busy. It is a very tight spot, but I think we can make it work with a slope that's not too bad. Now here is one of the cuts I was talking about. Now you can see on this footage that there is a new pedestrian bridge crossing to give more access from the neighborhood for the pedestrian and a faster access to the train station. It is now time for our big town to get its own city hall and welfare office. So let's find right places to actually plop them. So I think the city hall will be a great location next to the water. It is a nice spot right there with a beautiful view, and also not too far from our main Broadway Avenue. Let's take a look at this amazing view from that new building. It is indeed stunning. Now we just need to evict some people so they don't imprint on our beautiful view, and in the meantime we're also going to add up this, let's see, this side over there. It just makes I feel like the building more grand. The building looks just a tiny bit empty. Alright, now let's find a nice place to plop our welfare building. Here is not gonna work. I think honestly the perfect location will be right there, a bit off the street, right here, and just there. Everybody is happy, yay! We're gonna fill in the gap between our cemetery and our newly built neighborhood, and we're gonna add in this new couple street we're building right now, single houses family, just like this over there. Perfect. I'm sure you guys noticed I've been using much higher graphics than before. I've been trying to run it under the high settings in graphic instead of the low mode I used to. It's pretty decent. I mean, the simulation is definitely slower, especially when I zoom in or zoom out, or just move around the map. But if you guys like it much better like this, then we'll definitely go with this. In the meantime, the episode is approaching its end. I lost a lot of footage unfortunately, but here is some videos to show you what has been built during this episode. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the 4th episode of Mac Island. I really hope you enjoyed it, and in the meantime, I'll see you next week. Merci beaucoup, au revoir et à bientôt. Bye bye.